Good morning. Happy March 5th, and welcome back to the Leaf Riders of Wrenwood, where yesterday we explored the exterior of the Crown Spire to gather some more ingredients for Master Laurel so that we could treat the disease or curse or something that is affecting the Tree of Seasons. And we weren't the most successful, but we still managed to gather some, and hopefully those, plus the ones we purchased, will be enough. So I assume we are now going to return to Master Laurel and try and treat the tree. So let's tear this off. And, oh, okay. So it looks like we have a combat here. And is this in the market? Interesting. Okay. So we have Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, which is Truce of Frost Melt. And it says, you re-enter the city after collecting all the materials you've been able to find. Some thugs approach you on the street. Creep and crud. Wasn't you the one that interfered in the leaf riding tournament yesterday? You cost us lots of money on that. Now you're gonna pay us back. These fools are convinced you wronged them somehow. Okay. So we've got a fight here. I'm looking to see if there is any pickpocket or treasure symbol. This is actually, I think, a crew that I would pickpocket since they have attacked me. I'm going to uh, pick this up to take a quick look and see if I see any symbols here. I do see a pickpocket on the arm of the kind of raised fist of the frog or the toad. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pickpocket them because, they're already accusing us of having wronged them, of having stolen some of their, or cost them some of their money. So let's, see if we can actually make that true. So let's go ahead and roll our d4 here and try and steal from them. All right. Yes, so we get 3 amber. Lovely. That puts us up to 10. All right. Well, we have now officially actually wronged them. But I mean, they wronged us first by attacking us. So we're just making the world right by taking something from them in return. Okay, now let's go ahead and fight them. Okay, now it does say up at the top of the page, while fighting, some of your plant ingredients get ruined. For each point of damage you take during combat, you must remove one of the plant ingredients you collected. You may decide which plant to remove. Okay, so we really would like to avoid taking damage here, which is always true, but it's particularly true now. Alright, so we have enemy 1, so we'll go ahead and do our attack roll here. Right, we rolled a 7 for the attack. That's plus 4, so that is an 11. Alright, then we roll our damage roll, which is a d12. 11. Alright. So that's a lot of damage, so I have to imagine that will kill. It's just a question of if that will hit. And 11 feels kind of borderline to me, like it could hit and it might not. And then let's go ahead and roll our defense here. A 6, and plus 4 would be 10. Okay, so I feel like we probably will get hit with a 10. Um, so I do want to hit here. Um, but let's go ahead and see if that does hit before we make a decision. Okay, so this one has a defense of 13. So, unfortunately, I guess we don't actually have much we could do. I think we have the guy that adds damage but not attack. Is that correct? Yes, this guy adds to damage, and then we have, yeah, strength and con checks. But so yeah, I actually don't think we have any way to affect this because our Gale Strike and Whirlwind are yeah, that's damage and defense. So Yeah, we don't have any decisions to make here. That is just gonna miss. And so then we have to decide if we want to use something to try to increase our defense. Oh, we do have items here. So we do have, okay, we have a combat tonic we could use. So we could use a combat tonic. So that's an added D4. So, and with a defense of 13, that combat tonic would bring us up to, basically, we just need to hit a 2. So a 2, a 3, or a 4. So we have a 75% chance of it working. I do think that's worth it. So let's go ahead and erase the combat tonic here. All right. And we will roll our D4 here. And please just don't hit the 1. All right, we hit the 2. So that puts us up to 13. So that does now hit. And we needed to deal 7 damage, which is kind of a lot, but we did with our 11, so we're all good there. It had an attack of 14, but that doesn't matter because it's dead. Wow, and it had standard damage of 3. That was a big hit. And then partial damage of 1, but we don't take either of those. All right, now we've got enemy number 2. So let's go ahead and roll our attack here. All right, we are not rolling well on the attacks. We rolled a 4, so that is an 8, which almost certainly won't hit. Yep, and it's an 11 to hit, so that will definitely miss. Okay, and we cannot affect this one since we just used our combat tonic. So we'll roll damage, even though it doesn't really matter, but just so I can fill out the chart. Oh, and we only rolled 2 damage as well. So while we could have affected that, I imagine that would have been nowhere near enough. Yes, you needed to hit them for 8. All right, let's at least have a good defense roll so we can only take partial damage here. Okay, that's a 16, so that's definitely going to be good. Plus 4 is 20. All right. So enemy 2 has a defense of 11, a health of 8, an attack of 13, standard damage of 2, and partial damage of 1. Okay. So we will go ahead and take our partial damage here. So we go down to 11, and we have to destroy an ingredient. And I suppose we're going to destroy 1 hazel root, which will put us at 5 of each. It is interesting. Hazel root seemed like maybe the rarest one in terms of kind of what it said yesterday, but I still think we should just try to go for 5 of each. Since we don't actually know, just because it's the rarest doesn't mean it's the one that we need more of. Alright, so 5 of each. Alright, and now enemy number 3. Let's see if we can roll a good attack. That would be nice. Yes, we can. That's a 17, and plus 4 is 21. That's the wrong marker. Grab this one. So that is almost certainly going to hit. I'd be shocked if that didn't. Let's roll damage here. Minimum damage, though. That's pretty brutal. Okay, so that's 1 damage. So we have ways to modify that, so we almost certainly will. But let's go ahead and roll defense, just for the sake of doing so. A 16. Okay, so a 20 again. So we at least are only taking partial damage here if we don't pump the defense or the damage. Sorry. So we have our Gale Strike to add a D4 of damage. And then we also have our Swashbuckler, which has a chance to add plus 1 damage. So let's go ahead and see how much damage we need, because the maximum we can add is 5, and 6 just may not be enough. So enemy 3 has a defense of 14, so yeah, we do hit that. Okay, it quote-unquote only has a health of 6. So it's technically possible that we hit. We'd have to hit with both the... We'd have to hit the max roll on the Gale Strike, and we would have to hit on the Swashbuckler, so it's pretty unlikely. It has an attack of 12. It has standard damage of 3 and partial damage of 1. I mean, the surges refresh every day, so I should go ahead and just use the Gale Strike, I think, because this is the last enemy. And if I happen to hit the 4, then I think it's worth going for it with the Swashbuckler. But if I don't hit the 4, then I just don't bother. A 2. Okay. So, yeah, I just won't bother using the swashbuckler because the gale strike didn't matter. So, yep, we are going to just take the partial damage again. So we go down to 10. All right. And which of these do we want to mark off? I'm going to mark off a oak wart, kind of arbitrarily. So let's go ahead and do that. We are down to 4 oak wart. Come on. I'm trying not to erase the 5 below, which not sponsored by Five Below. All right, there we go. That'll work. We erase that. Got the 4. All right. And I did not actually read the flavor of the attack, so let's do that real quick. Enemy 1, the squirrel whips his tail around to smack you. Enemy 2, the lizard begins pounding on your face with his fists. And number 3, the frog turns and kicks you with his powerful hind legs. All right. Excuse me, I was yawning there. All right. So it says if you defeated one enemy, we collect 1 amber. So we go up to 11 amber. All right. So that was a somewhat challenging combat. Obviously, we've gotten geared up, so I think the idea was that it was meant to be. But it was also we were ideally meant to be more equipped for it. But we rolled fairly poorly on all of our attack rolls. Well, that's not true. We just didn't have. We never had a good combination of attack roll plus damage. Our last one we had a good attack roll but min damage. Our first one we just had great damage but not great attack, and then our second one pretty poor for both. But that's okay. We still only took 2 damage, so not too bad overall. And well, we'll I suppose see tomorrow whether or not we now have enough ingredients now that we've lost a couple. But until then, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.